Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe, and I'm here with your October stars and cards. And I am not on camera today because I didn't feel like doing my hair and makeup, and I will not go on camera unless I at least look halfway human. But I really wanted to get your October stars and cards out because we're starting the month off with a new moon and a solar eclipse. So I didn't have any time to spare. Let's get started, and I will have your cards. This is going to be a little bit different than what I've done before because I am not on camera. So let's see. I gotta try and figure out how to advance. As always, my disclaimer that the content in this presentation is for entertainment, enjoyment, and folly. This program is for informational purposes only. Astrological readings represented in this presentation do not replace, and should not be construed as financial, legal, medical, psychiatric, psychological, or any other type of professional advice on any subject matter. If you require such advice, please consult a licensed professional. And I'm required to say that. All right, so here's the stars of our stars and cards. October and the energy is really jam packed. Doesn't look like a whole lot for the month, and I'm only giving you the highlights, the most important things. If you live anywhere on this planet called Earth, you are feeling the intensity of the energies. Every corner of the world is feeling these planetary energies. I get so many messages every single day asking me what is going on. And really, with how heightened the intensity is in the energy, it's so important to stay grounded. Take your shoes off, go stand on the earth, go stand on some grass, soak yourself in a salt bubble bath. You don't need the bubbles, but it does make it more fun and they smell good. Some essential oils, some Epsom salt, or Himalayan or Mediterranean sea salt. It will definitely help with these energies. So we're starting the month off October 2nd with a new moon in Libra, and there's a solar eclipse. It's at 10 degrees of Libra. You know, if you are on any of the angles, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, you are going to feel this intensely. And I know that I can almost hear you all groaning right now. And also, Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown. The beginning of the Jewish high holy days are upon us. And Rosh Hashanah always happens at the new moon in Libra, I believe it is. I think I think so. Yes. The new moon in Libra is always the beginning of Rosh Hashanah. October 6th, we have the moon in Scorpio opposing Uranus in Taurus. It's an opportunity period for finding someone you love or finding the things that you love. It's a very short window of passionate energy. And when I say it's a short window, because we are in such intensity, planetarily wise, that, we could be on a little bit of a roller coaster. And if you look, another reason why it's a short window is because on the 9th, Jupiter, the planet of good luck and benefics, in Gemini, will station retrograde. This is not a terrible, terrible thing. However, our luck may have run out for the rest of the year. But I'll show you in a subsequent slide where it will be good for our health. The 11th, Pluto in Capricorn stations direct. This is the last time this is happening in the sign of Capricorn. We will not see Pluto in Capricorn for another 248 years. It will take a little bit of time, about another month or so, for it to make its way back to zero Aquarius, but it will slowly proceed in that direction. And then Yom Kippur begins at sundown. October 13th, Mercury enters Scorpio. Hot and steamy communications. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? It all depends. I think some people are cruising for a bruising verbally. So you may have to bite your tongue because fights are and arguments are going to ensue. But it could make for some very revealing, interesting news, uh, revealing people's secrets. So stay tuned with that. October 14th is Indigenous Peoples Day, and it is also Canadian Thanksgiving. The 17th brings us a full hunter's moon in Aries at 24 degrees, 35 minutes. It's very close to being an eclipse. The North Node is not quite close enough, but it's almost there. So it will be an extremely intense full moon. And Venus will be entering Sagittarius. And I have to tell you, Venus in Sag is extremely sassy, adventurous, freedom loving. So that could be a lot of fun. On the 22nd, the sun will enter Scorpio. Scorpio season. Come on, you know it's spooky season. For me, as soon as October 1st hits, it is spooky season. I consider the entire month of October to be Halloween. And so you will be seeing lots of Halloweenish spooky posts from me, whether it's coffee related or otherwise. So I have a couple of things in mind. Hopefully, I can find the time to get out some good ghost stories for you. And then, of course, on October 31st, we have Halloween, All Hallows Eve, also known as Samhain. And yes, it's spelled Sam Hain, but it is pronounced Samhain. And I think most of you probably already know that. So those are the major highlights as far as the astrology. Now, when it comes to our health, with Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces, the two malefics occupy water signs. This could clog up or inflame our lymphatic system and immune system. You want to really baby your feet, your stomach, your breasts, calendula, or I'm sorry, calendula. I'm saying it phonetically. Calendula tea, which I posted on Facebook and Instagram the other day, and probably about a month ago, is an all around great tea for the lymphatic and the immune system. So you can go back to that post. I purchased my calendula tea from Buddha Tea, and a lot of stores carry it. If not, you could probably find it online. It's not that expensive. And calendula is from the marigold family, which is perfect for October because following Samhain, we celebrate All Saints Day or Dia de los Muertos. And in those rituals, marigolds are often used to honor the ancestors. But since we are in Libra season, it is very much about the kidneys. So this new moon in Libra with the solar eclipse, there's a high kidney alert, eyes, blood, headache, hormonal imbalances, electrolyte imbalances, blood pressure, and super fatigue. And I know you don't want to hear that about the super fatigue because, with the change of the season, in the northern hemisphere anyway, I've got fall fatigue and I've been so tired. However, I just wanted to get this posted out for all of you. So I'm fighting the fatigue for the sake of the community. Um, think of the scales for Libra or Libra, however you want to pronounce that. When you think of the scales, you think of things that are in balance. Well, this new moon and the solar eclipse throws a lot of things in our body out of balance. And Libra rules the kidneys, the adrenal glands sit right above those. Um, and then that regulates our blood. The eyes, because the opposite is Aries. So there could be a lot of headaches as well. Definitely hormonal imbalances. Was there anything else I wanted to touch on? I guess not. I would have written it, right? Um, October 6th, we have a moon in Scorpio that's opposing Uranus and Taurus. Mercury in Libra squares Mars in Cancer. This could increase pain, nervous system pain, sensitivity, skin sensitivity, hives, heightened stimulation overall. I do not recommend inoculations such as vaccinations at this time, tattoos, piercing, and acupuncture, because it will hurt so much more. And that's really the only reason why it's not recommended. You could also have a slight adverse effect. On the 9th, when Jupiter in Gemini stations retrograde, it's actually good for our mental health because Gemini, being ruled by Mercury, really intensifies our mental health issues. And so, those of you that may have some mental health issues, even overthinking, Jupiter retrograding will ease off on those things. So we'll be more at peace mentally, which is really good. Also, you could find when Jupiter stations, there could be weight loss, which could be a plus. But you want to be careful because you could have the opposite effect and have weight gain. Jupiter is responsible for enormous weight gain or enormous weight loss. So it really depends on how it's hitting in your chart. This is not a good time for lung ailments, bronchitis, pneumonia, the respiratory system. We are in RSV season, um, which is a respiratory disease. My daughter reneged my ability to kiss my granddaughter, and I was only just able to do that because she's been, very overly cautious about communicable diseases, especially because I do go out in the public for work. And so she reneged it because I am not old enough to get an RSV vaccine. So just wash our hands, stay healthy, stay safe, but be careful because there's really already been an uptick on the rise in bronchitis, pneumonia, and respiratory issues. So be careful. This is also a COVID alert, a flu alert. So you make sure you're washing your hands frequently. Don't touch your face. If you have to rub your eyes or your nose, use a tissue. It's all common sense. And then, of course, um, you want to make sure that you are getting yourself some immune boosting teas and or essential oils. One really great tea that is so perfect for cold and flu season First of all, mullein tea is great for the respiratory, but if you just take oregano, thyme, rosemary, cloves, and cinnamon and make a tea out of it, it's antibacterial and antiviral. And it works like a charm. If you feel you're getting a little scratchy in the throat, or a little tight in the chest, if you're tight in the chest, mullein tea is great, but also follow that up with that herbal blend of tea. You know, your cooking herbs. You probably have all of that right in your cabinet. You could just put it into a strainer with some boiling water, let it steep. You can add some lemon and honey to it to make it taste a little better. It will knock whatever you have right out of your system. Thyme, rosemary, oregano, and cloves are the key. The cinnamon does help, just but mostly makes it taste better. Also, black pepper. If you have peppercorns, you could do that. That will knock cold and flus right out of your system. On the 11th, Pluto in Capricorn, stationing direct. Yom Kippur begins at sundown. I thought I had something to add to that. Um, Apparently, I didn't type it, and I already talked about it with the inoculations. That's all part of it. So I apologize that there isn't any more fluff there. On the 13th, Mercury enters Scorpio. This could have an effect on the stomach, the breast, skin irritation, acne, nausea, nerves, the bladder, genitals. Caution with arguments, especially with your loved ones, your family, especially at work, because you don't want to get fired. This could be a very spicy and saucy Mercury Scorpio period. The 17th, with the full hunter's moon in Aries, and Venus entering Sag, it's going to trigger the eclipse from October 14th of 2023. Think back to a year ago. What got started during that period of time? What happened? You're coming full circle and you're finishing that cycle. So we're moving out of that cycle. It's kind of like a little bit of a wrap up. But you want to think back to a year ago and what was going on in your life, what was beginning. Has it come full circle, or do you need to wrap things up? It is a full moon, so we are letting go of what no longer serves. With Venus in Sagittarius, it will bring sciatic relief. Now, when Mars is in Sag, that's a totally different story. Um, Trust me, I can attest to that. But Venus brings soothing relief to the sciatic, lower back, upper leg. So you'll have to let me know if you're suffering from that and if you do feel relief after the 17th of October. The 21st, 22nd, high fertility alert. So if you want to conceive, this is a really good time. Whether it's your timing or not, give it a shot. You never know. And if you're looking to not conceive, please either abstain or use the appropriate um, contraception, so that you don't, because this is a good one. And the sun will enter Scorpio. And then, of course, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, Samhain, the veil is thin. It's time to get spooky. And hopefully, I will have some good ghost stories for you this October. True ghost stories. I think I've kind of depleted many of the things that have already happened to me. You can go to my website at expressionsoftheuniverse.com. I've written some pretty good stories of things that have happened to me throughout my life, profound things that scared the shit out of me. All right, so here we have the chart for the new moon on October 2nd. And I'm pointing out here where the sun and the moon are conjoined. Are together with the south node, which isn't really that good. Um, because the south node, I mean, it is a new moon. However, going to put out that caution, we're also in an eclipse. So when the node is very close to the sun or the moon, that's when we have an eclipse. We also have Mercury there. This could be a very newsworthy day. We're entering a very newsworthy period of time. Also, on the angles, the cardinal signs of Libra, Capricorn, Aries, and Cancer are highly affected by this new moon. So, opposite is Aries, and squaring is Cancer and Capricorn. So, your life lessons are coming in during this time. Um, but really, I think that we're ushering in the new and we're getting rid of the old. That's what I'm seeing here on the rising sign, on the ascendant, with Pluto in its final days of Capricorn retrograde. So I know a lot of you will be happy when Pluto moves into Aquarius. Um, let's see. Also, Mercury is um, 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 um it's not squaring. One, two, three, four, five. Wait, one, two, three, four. It's not trining. It's maybe this isn't Mercury. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be Mercury. No, it isn't. I don't know what planet this is making an aspect to Uranus. That's strange. This line shouldn't be here. The only thing I could see is to the IC, but that doesn't really, I don't even know what I'm saying right now because I'm so tired. Um, Scratch that. And then you could see that this is the big thing. Saturn trining Mars, and it's very newsworthy, but Saturn and Mars are both malefics. They are so-called nasty planets, and they are trining each other. They're in cahoots. And so there could be delays. You could be trying to start a project and you find that you have obstacles. That's the sour part of this new moon, is that we have this aspect going on. So is it new beginnings? With the South Node there, I'm thinking caution. I think this is a good time maybe for planning, but not executing. And then we have the full hunter's moon on October 17th. And when I said it was close to an eclipse, so on a full moon, the moon, sun and moon are opposite of each other. But here we have the North Node, and it is very close. North Node in Aries, we have the moon in Aries, and it is opposing the sun in Libra, but it's just not quite close enough for an actual eclipse. The areas that I have marked off: Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and obviously Aries. Those are the most affected planets. I'm sorry, signs, signs. And let's see, anything else definitely newsworthy with Mercury on the ascendant. Um, I think that's about it. So set your intentions. What I will say, I'm going to go back to this eclipse. You do not want to make new moon water, and you don't want to charge your crystals. You'll be fine to charge your crystals on this full moon. So, because then we'll be 2 weeks out of that eclipse season and you'll be okay. You can make moon water and charge your crystals on the full moon on October 17th. You'll be good to go. And if you're wondering why I said that, I have an article on my website about that as well. All right, finally, let's get into your cards. So this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not on camera to show you your cards. So I want to make this a little bit bigger. Wait. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is for Aries, but I want to need to be able to blow it up. Okay. I want you to be able to see it, and now it's not doing it. See, oh, there we go. All right, I apologize. Hopefully this is not annoying you too much, but I wanted you to be able to see these cards. So for Aries, you have the sheer water. It's air element, and it's saying remain free and independent while accepting counsel from a perceptive person or teacher. It is also represented by the Queen of Swords. Virgo and Libra will be your allies, and Vervain, typically blue vervain, will be your herb for this period of time. I love, I do love the artwork in here with this bird flying through the wood and getting some fruit. Taurus. Taurus, you have the Vandal. And this is sorry, I didn't mention it. This is uh for sun signs, rising signs, moon signs, and stelliums. Same with Aries. All signs you want to look at your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and if you have a stellium or a cluster of planets in any sign, you may want to look that up as well. So the Vandal, that's fire energy. It says start new projects using skills and courage. Be adventurous and ambitious. This is the Page of Wands. So this is the beginning, the novice, the start of something. Now it's indicating spring. So maybe you're trying to wrap up a project that you may have started in spring, or whatever it is that you're starting now will really take off in the spring, but you have to start getting prepped during this time. And the herb or the flower is impatience. So this could indicate that you too have a little bit of impatience when dealing with these projects or trying to get something started and something new. I'm trying to think because I am a Taurus rising, and I would say that I have a lot of really great ideas, but that could be my Gemini sun. And I just can't seem to launch due to having so many other obligations and not enough time. So maybe you're dealing with that as well, Tauruses. I don't know. Gemini, suns, risings, and moons. You have the Taliot. And the Taliot says, decisive rationality will take you all the way. Huh. Good luck for the Geminis. Decisive rationality. They're almost as indecisive as a Libra. Your inner strength enables you to lead through action, organization. Dalit. I don't know what that is. eman emanate emanation. Oh, so I can't even read tonight. Oh my goodness. Emanation, creation, formation, and action. This is Aries energy. It's the Emperor and it's the vine. And so what I'm picking up from that is Aries energy is uh, beginning, head start, taking the lead, the Emperor standing proud, sitting proud on his throne, being in charge. And the vine, to me, that's like protective energy. So whenever vines appear in the garden, it's definitely like a blocking or protective type of energy. So it seems as though, once you get your mind straight, maybe when Jupiter in Gemini goes retrograde on the 9th, you will be able to make a decision rationally, and it will be a really wonderful launching pad for something brand new. All right. Next, we have the little crabs, cancers, and you have the pine tree. It says seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, this could be a little bit of a rough time for the cancers. I will not lie. Um, these new moons and full moons in Aries Libra definitely have an effect on cancers. And not to mention, you have Mars in Cancer. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer. Um, and it seems as though, like the last 15 people that I have read for, all have Mars in Cancer. How weird is that? Um, Mars in Cancer is a little volatile also for pregnancy and fertility, because it is not, Mars is not comfortable in Cancer. It is an Aries and Scorpio planet. And Cancer the crab is just a little bit too soft and mushy and nurturing for a brusque Mars energy. What I will say is that Mars will move into Leo in November for just a little bit, and then it's going to retrograde back into Cancer for a few months. So you're going to be in this energy. Now, for cancers though, this could be a really great time to utilize the energy of Mars and get things done. Launch some projects. You know, clean your house, renovate. The only thing is you have to remember Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so the emotion of that Mars can change every 2.5 days. And I've used this example multiple times is that I do know somebody who has Mars in Cancer and they will paint their room in it, like any given room in their house. And about 3 days later, they hate it and paint it another color. And that happens quite often. Um, things that seemed good, often you change your mind very quickly with Mars in Cancer, because the emotion changes. But back to this pine tree, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, answers found after overcoming a test, courage, travel, and discovery. The symbol is Zion, spiritual struggle, the chariot. The chariot indicates having to make a choice, having to choose. It could be leaving a situation, even. Um, I always think of a fork in the road when I see the chariot. That's what comes to mind. Cancer is the ally here, so that's pretty good. And the herb or flower is gentian. And what was really interesting is I found some wild gentian growing in my daughter's grass, and I dug it up and put it in her garden. It doesn't grow around here. And gentian is a flower of peace and harmony. So I planted it right near their front door. Um, I have talked about volunteer plants showing up at the right time when they are needed. And trust me, I found that beautiful little pink gentian just at the right time when the family needed some peace and calming and soothing. And planting it at the front door symbolizes to me that every time somebody walks past that little gentian, they're bringing that peace into the home. So you can Google it, look it up. All right, Leo, little lions. Let's see, you have, this is perfect. You have the Tanit, and I say perfect because it's the Empress. And I think of the lion, the lioness, um, although that would be the strength card, right? Anyway, the Tanit, through bursts of creative energy, you fulfill your potential. And Leos rule the fifth house of creativity, artistic inspiration and perseverance, creativity, Gimel. So these are Hebrew symbols. So if you are Jewish, you may understand them. I'm not, so I don't. Kindness and completion. It's the Empress, which is fertility. Number three, Venus is your ally, and the willow tree is your plant of choice. Now, seeing the willow tree makes me think of something that my grandfather always used to say: bend like the willow tree in storms and remain flexible so that you won't break, and you can just move with the wind or the storms, so to speak. All right, Virgo. We just ended Virgo season, and I thought this was perfect when I picked this blindly, by the way, for the little virgins. It's the mermaid. Embrace change. Your life depends on it. That sounds a little scary, but think about the mermaids swimming in the ocean, just like that willow tree. It's She's going with the flow. She's not going against the current. So embrace change. Your life depends on it. Oh, I'm gonna have to show this card to my daughter. So the symbol is mem, and that's what my granddaughter calls me. Mem, mem, mem. It's short for meme. So revealed and concealed. It's the death card, but don't get scared. This just means big changes are ahead for the Virgos. It is card 13. 13 is actually a very lucky number. It's a little bit dark. Scorpio is going to be your ally here, and walnut is your plant medicine that you'd be looking for. Revealed and concealed. That is very much Scorpio energy because, Scorpio does conceal a lot of things. But if you listened, when I said Mercury moving into Scorpio could be very revealing, we could have some really exciting, newsworthy secrets coming out. I think that was about the 17th of October. So go with the flow, Virgos. All right. Next up, we have Libra. And sorry, I'm trying to get this. We have the Moor, and this is fire energy. It's success, guidance by someone with higher knowledge, create something lasting and worthwhile. For this is your season right now. So hopefully you are on fire. This is the King of Wands. This is asking you to take charge and begin some sort of creative success. Your allies are Cancer and Leo, and you're looking at beach energy, the beach tree. And I don't really know a whole lot about that, unfortunately, right off the top of my tongue, but I think of beech tree gum, which I don't think has been around for probably 40 or 50 years. I don't know. Anyway, this is really wonderful for the Libras because something brand new is coming, but it's created by you. And so get off your butts and let that fire get under your honey and get moving. Scorpios, you have the pirate, and I had to laugh when this card came out. I was like, "R matey," made me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. It says shock due to unexpected events. Just what you needed, right? Face the changes with grace. Ayin is the Hebrew letter, perception, insight. It's the tower. Oh, I didn't even see that when I pulled it. I only saw the pirate. Mars is the planet here. So you've heard me talk so much about Mars already if you've gotten to this point, but it's guided by the Star of Bethlehem. So I feel like there is some hope in sight. There is that twinkle of light just waiting to be found. So this is definitely Uranus energy. Expect the unexpected. And what I have to say is Uranus is in Taurus. That is the opposite of Scorpio. So I'm sure you've been going through it for quite some time. It's not over yet. Sagittarius, you have the moon, and the moon is always about illusion and deception and secrets. Um, what gets revealed by the light of the moon. It says, keep your eyes open, double check everything. Things may be hidden from you. Um, and the letter is Tazdig. And hopefully that resonates with you. It's righteousness and humility. But you know what this made me think of? Um, I may have said it wrong. Zodic. Zodic? So when someone passes at Rosh Hashanah, I think this is the word for it. Um, they are considered to be blessed. And it may not be this word, but it's very close to it. Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she passed at Rosh Hashanah. So she was considered this thing. Wait, I'm going to have to Google it. And that could be the righteousness, but also humility. I'm going to Google this. What is it called when someone passes at Rosh Hashanah? Oh, it is that letter. Well, no. Tzadddik. So it's pretty close. Oh, I was good. Um, anyway, but it means that that is a righteous person and they're blessed. I think it is the same letter. It's just spelled one letter off, but it because it also means righteousness and humility. Anyway, Sagittarius, back to you. Pisces is your ally. Rock Rose is your flower. Your number is 18. So keep your eyes open and double check everything. Don't be blindsided, Sag. Capricorn, finally, you're almost through Pluto in Capricorn. And here we have the sea turtle. You're floating. You're going with the flow, Capricorn. You have the water element. Laughter and humor heal. So stop being so serious, Capricorn. Avoid shyness, accept compliments when due. Emotional struggles teach unconditional love. This is the Page of Cups. This is the beginning of learning how to show your emotions, learning how to love yourself, learning how to maybe share and give emotional support and nurturing. I feel like Capricorns can be so stoic sometimes, so please lighten up and laugh. This is summer, and definitely by summer, you Capricorns will be feeling so much better. And clematis is your flower. That is also a vine, so it is very protective. Take note of that. All right, Aquarius, I laughed when I pulled this because it's the hippie. And who's the hippie of the zodiac? Aquarius. Be true to yourself, free your mind, get out of unclear or trapped situations. Stomach is the Hebrew letter, which equals divine support, but this is the devil. So this is about obsessions and addictions, OCD, really over the top. And who's your ally? Capricorn, to help ground you and get you out of your head. And sweet chestnut is your plant, your tree. 15 is your number. And so, yeah, this is just asking you to like chill out, be the hippie, relax a little bit, because when the devil shows up, that is all about, you know, unhealthy relationship, obsessions, jealousy, and of course, addictions. So Aquarius, don't do that. Do not. All right, last but not least, we have Pisces, the little fishes, and you have the owl. And my gosh, I've been trying for weeks to get my granddaughter Ruby to say owl. She has said it a few times and then stopped. But anyway, the owl is about wisdom. It's also about intuition. It is nocturnal, nighttime. The moon is definitely represented, is what I'm picking up. This is air element. Turbulent times can be avoided by quick and decisive action. So no indecision. Loss and conflict are possible. Be clear on beliefs and ideas. So stop flip-flopping like a fish and use your inner wisdom like the owl to make a decision. And once you make the decision, stop hemming and hawing about it. Um, just move on. This is the Knight of Swords, so there's going to be some harsh words, having to maybe cut some cords. Taurus and Gemini are your allies, Pisces, and white chestnut is your plant medicine. And that's all I have. Um, yeah. So back to the beginning. Don't know how to get back to the beginning. So I guess I hope you enjoyed this crazy different stars and cards. I just tried to be as informative as possible. I do like presenting the cards this way because you can see them so much better, I would think. And I do like this deck. And this deck, by the way, is Ibiza Tarot, the Oracle of Tenant. And it is by, doesn't even say, doesn't even say who it is, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, Ibiza Tarot, the Oracle of Tenant. So I hope you have a delicious, spooky, and scary October. And, you know, I'll see you, hopefully, before November, if I have the time. And stay tuned for some ghost stories and my post on Facebook and Instagram. Happy spooky season. Mwah. Thank you for watching. See you next month.